Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2024 ski test. We've got a DPS Koala 103 for you today. An excellent ski that kind of blurs freestyle and free ride. You know, this modern twin tip style of ski with fairly dramatic taper and rocker that really fits in well with what DPS has going on as a company. You know, they've never been one to shy away from progressive or even aggressive rocker profiles and taper shapes. And when they come up with, more of a twin tip oriented ski, that doesn't slow them down at all. They really kind of put all of that philosophy into these Koala skis, and specifically this 103 as the narrowest of the Koala skis, certainly has the most in terms of kind of a traditional freestyle mentality. But certainly as we get wider in the Koala skis, that park aspect of it kind of goes away. But still, on fairly strong here in this 103. Really interesting ski, has that taper shape and rocker profile that puts it into the free ride spectrum, but then has more of that centralized mentality and that twin tip that makes it, more trick oriented for creative skiers looking to maximize their fun out there on the hill. Construction wise, this is that foundation build. We get a dual blend of wood of poplar and bamboo. That core is wrapped in triaxial fiberglass, so a lot of fiberglass in this ski, so top, bottom, and sides. And then we get two carbon stringers that run, two carbon stringers that run top and bottom of that wood core. So between that thicker wood core, those laminates of fiberglass and carbon, you're putting a lot of material into this ski. It ends up not being terribly light, but then the shape and the profile kind of balance that out and make it feel more playful and more smeary. But yeah, it's an interesting ski for sure. It ends up being on the stiffer side. And then when we kind of take a look at this taper shape here, we see a lot of drama here in terms of that early taper with the widest part brought well down into the ski. That's classic DPS taper shape. What ends up happening, and when you combine that with a similar, really kind of a lack of side cut in the back third of the ski, you're ending up skiing it more centrally. That's kind of where that freestyle influence comes into play, is that more of your effort is focused on the shorter effective edge. Overall, it's still in that more C2 shaping profile that has that 18, 19 meter turn radius. But this thing certainly prefers to be skied in the middle as opposed to pressuring the tips and putting power into the tails. So a little bit of an adjustment from a skier perspective. But once you kind of figure it out, that's where the fun starts, because it is very dramatic in terms of the rocker and splay. In order to adhere to that shorter radius, they do have to make this thing a little bit bent. So long rocker profile starting well down here. We saw that taper shape. And then that tail, there's quite a bit of splay back here as well. That's where the rocker starts. So it's a very rockered and tapered ski. So when you're in the middle, it really gives you that drifty, smeary, and playful feel, as opposed to, the more business-like precision of their new Kaizen skis. Koala certainly stays separate in terms of that, character. But that's where this thing really kind of stands out, is in this format, as most of DPS skis do. The footprint is very unique, and then they combine that with a pretty burly construction, and this thing is kind of that heavyweight free ride freestyle ski, and kind of goes against what DPS has in terms of their lighter weight, that older Alchemist or Pagoda construction, which is now Kaizen, using lighter weight wood and carbon to get the performance out of the ski. This one's a little bit more blocky and burly. So ski it in the middle and you'll find a whole lot more fun than if you try to go tip to tail. So that's my advice on Koala 103. Other than that, let it run. A lot of power in this ski. and just a very unique experience overall, as are most DPS skis. And make sure you check out this Koala 103 here at skiessentials.com, and we'll see you out there on the hill. Bye.